The opening hours of the theoretical campaign, Operation Epic Fury, utilized automated synchronization that removed the traditional delays of human command. The military synchronized advanced language models, specifically Claude AI, with Palantir's Maven smart system. This removed human bottlenecks from the kill chain almost entirely. To find its targets, the system simultaneously ingested and processed 179 distinct intelligence streams, analyzing topography, signal intercepts, and population density data. Within a 24-hour window, the algorithm generated over 1,000 high-value targets dispersed across the entirety of the adversary's territory. The targeting data was executed immediately. In a massive decapitation strike on senior leadership nodes, the U.S. eliminated dozens of senior officials, including Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei. On paper, the algorithm-driven kill chain functioned as intended, neutralizing every identified target on the opening list within hours. However, the dominance established by these initial strikes proved fleeting. The tension centered on the $90 million F-15E Strike Eagle. Built specifically to dominate the skies, these advanced platforms were suddenly being downed or outmaneuvered. The adversary bypassed the airspace entirely with crude, low-tech loitering munitions, specifically relying on cheap, mass-produced drones like the Shahed 136. The kinematic mismatch forced a tactical pivot. Advanced 5th and 4th generation fighters were pulled back, and the Air Force deployed Cold War-era A-10 Warthogs just to hunt the slow-moving drones. Technological overmatch is an illusion when the fundamental physics and economics of a conflict are misaligned. This is the $850 billion trap. Modern fighter jets are kinematically optimized for a specific task. They are built to hunt and kill other high-speed, high-altitude aircraft. An F-15E operating at supersonic speeds is moving hundreds of miles an hour faster than a loitering drone, which tops out at under 200 kilometers per hour. To lock onto a target, the fighter jet projects a radar cone downward toward the Earth. Because the drone flies low and is constructed from composite materials, its tiny radar signature blends directly into the ground's physical static. The tracking lock breaks. Standard air-to-air munitions fail here. Radar-guided Sparrows lose the target in the ground clutter, and heat-seeking Sidewinders cannot lock on to the minimal thermal output of a small motorbike engine. The A-10 Warthog succeeds precisely because it lacks the sophistication. By flying low and slow, A-10 pilots can use raw analog optical tracking and a 30mm Gatling gun instead of relying on advanced radar algorithms. Advanced radar architecture becomes a massive sunk cost when an adversary operates entirely beneath the physical threshold of the sensors. This physical mismatch in the air generates an even more severe economic failure on the ground. To protect surface installations from these drones, the United States relies on high-end, heavy interceptors, primarily the THAAD and Patriot systems. A single Patriot missile costs roughly $4 million. For that same price, the adversary can manufacture and launch 2,000 Shahed drones, which cost approximately $2,000 apiece. But the financial cost is secondary to the crisis of magazine depth. The U.S. only produces about 270 of these advanced interceptors a year. When facing a mass-produced swarm, reloading the defense grid becomes mathematically impossible. Asymmetric warfare weaponizes the U.S. defense budget against itself, turning advanced engineering into a logistical liability. Yet the U.S. military still assumed they held the upper hand. The Palantir and Claude AI targeting system had successfully wiped out the central adversary leadership on day one of the conflict. Standard military doctrine dictates that destroying the central command and control node will paralyze an enemy's ability to coordinate and fight. Iran anticipated this technological overmatch and countered it directly with what is known as the Mosaic doctrine. The Mosaic doctrine is a pre-planned architectural shift that completely decentralizes military decision-making. In the event of a central decapitation strike, the military automatically fractures into 31 autonomous provincial commands. These provincial commands are heavily armed and equipped to operate independently. They can launch localized drone swarms and ballistic missile strikes without requiring a single piece of central authorization. Applying an AI-driven decapitation strike against the Mosaic doctrine is like attacking a starfish. Destroying the brain only triggers independent, decentralized survival mechanisms. Their defense does not rely on winning the airspace. It relies on holding global geography hostage. The primary lever is the Strait of Hormuz, a 33-kilometer-wide maritime choke point. Roughly 20% of all global seaborne oil flows through this narrow strip of water, passing directly over critical submarine internet cables that support global data and banking systems. By utilizing surviving asymmetric assets, cheap coastal missile batteries, fast attack boats, and naval mines, the adversary can effectively close the strait from the shoreline. The immediate economic fallout is severe. Shipping insurance rates skyrocket, maritime traffic halts entirely, and global energy and data markets face compounding disruptions. Geographical proximity and cheap area denial weapons allow a technologically inferior force to project strategic deterrence on a global scale. The United States maintains supremacy in high-end, conventional strike capabilities. The peak of this power is the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, a platform capable of penetrating hostile airspace undetected to deliver massive payloads. This chart illustrates the lethality of these strikes, mapping a 5 psi overpressure blast radius that destroys any non-hardened surface target within its reach. Knowing this lethality, the adversary moved critical assets deep underground, shielding missile depots and nuclear facilities beneath solid rock, rendering surface overpressure moot. Operation Epic Fury exposed the rigid limits of the modern military playbook. Supersonic jets cannot hunt slow drones. Interceptors cannot outlast cheap swarms. AI decapitation cannot kill decentralized networks. Until military strategy accounts for the physics, economics, and organizational realities of asymmetric warfare, the $850 billion technological advantage will remain a strategic trap.